بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولولا فضل الله عليك ورحمته لهم طائفة منهم أن يضلوك وما يضلون إلا أنفسهم وما يضرونك من شيء. وأنزل الله عليك الكتاب والحكمة وعلمك ما لم تكن تعلم وكان فضل الله عليك عظيما. لا خير في كثير من نجواهم إلا من أمر بصدقة أو معروف أو إصلاح بين الناس ومن يفعل ذلك ابتغاء مرضات الله فسوف نؤتيه أجرا عظيما. ومن يشاقق الرسول من بعد ما تبين له الهدى ويتبع غير سبيل المؤمنين نوليه ما تولى ونصليه جهنم وساءت مصيرا. إن الله لا يغفر أن يشرك به ويغفر ما دون ذلك لمن يشاء. ومن يشرك بالله فقد ضل ضلالا بعيدا. إن يدعون من دونه إلا إناثا وإن يدعون إلا شيطانا مريدا لعنه الله وقال لأتخذن من عبادك نصيبا مفروضا ولأضلنهم ولأمنينهم ولآمرنهم فليبتكن آذان الأنعام ولآمرنهم فليغيرن خلق الله. ومن يتخذ الشيطان وليا من دون الله فقد خسر خسرانا مبينا. يعدهم ويمنيهم وما يعدهم الشيطان إلا غرورا. أولئك مأواهم جهنم ولا يجدون عنها محيصا. والذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات سندخلهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا وعد الله حقا ومن أصدق من الله قيلا. ليس بأمانيكم ولا أماني أهل الكتاب من يعمل سوءا يجز به ولا يجد له من دون الله وليا ولا نصيرا. ومن يعمل من الصالحات من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فأولئك يدخلون الجنة فأولئك يدخلون الجنة ولا يظلمون نقيرا ومن أحسن دينا ممن أسلم وجهه لله وهو محسن واتبع ملة إبراهيم حنيفا واتخذ الله إبراهيم خليلا ولله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وكان الله وكان الله بكل شيء محيطا صدق الله مولانا العظيم وبلغ رسوله النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم.
Jazakallah, brother Faiz. So inshallah, we'll start with A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. ولولا فضل الله عليك ورحمته لهمت طائفة منه أن يضلوك. So if there was not a mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a group of them, what group of them? A group of hypocrites had tried to misguide some Muslims. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Allah Himself has a great rahmah for Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and his followers, so they cannot go astray. And this is a special blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as far as those people who had made the intention of misguiding Muslims, and how did they do that? What they tried to do that one of the hypocrite stole some possessions from somebody and hid it in a house of a Jew, and he tried to frame the Jew. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's justice is perfect, and He Himself guides and teach wisdom to His Prophet. So he could not, he was not successful in doing that. So those people who are associated with that thief who actually stole the stuff and hid it in a house of a Jew. So he did not misguide anybody but himself or themselves, those people around him. وَأَنزَلَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَعَلَّمَكَ مَا لَمْ تَكُنْ تَعْلَمُ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught His Prophet and his followers the book and the wisdom. Hikmah is wisdom, and hikmah, or in wisdom, like if you look at the vocabulary explanation of wisdom, that describe as a person who makes a judgment, a good judgment. But in Islam, hikmah or the wisdom means to understand the things they are. So hikmah means the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all knowing. So He taught hikmah. But before Islam, people did not had hikmah. They did not have understanding who their Lord was. Anything that would impress them, whether there's stars, a vicious animal, they will think that this is their God and they will worship it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that He taught them guidance through a book and wisdom. And in the next, وَكَانَ فَضْلُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكَ عَظِيمًا. And this is the great blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has on His beloved Prophet and his followers. لَا خَيْرَ فِي كَثِيرٍ مِّن نَجْوَاهُمْ إِلَّا مِنْ أَمْرَ بِصَدَقَةٍ أَوْ مَعْرُوفٍ أَوْ إِصْلَاحٍ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ. So whenever they talk in the night time, even in the hypocrites, there were two kinds of hypocrites. There were hypocrites, they had a bad intention of coming to Islam and joining the Muslim ranks and undermining Islam. But there was some, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say in the Surah Baqarah that they were the one, their condition is something such that as though they had lit a fire and they could see each other. And what happened? All of a sudden, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take away their fire and they are plunged deep into the darkness. They could not find what is around. So just like lightness and darkness, through that we can see, or we are not able to see. Similarly, same thing happened with the guidance. So some of the munafiqun, when they see that what they had been waiting for, like people of Medina who have been foretold by the Jews that a prophet is coming, such will be his virtues, such will be his teachings, and he will bring a book. So they were, but they had a weakness of iman. They wanted to go back to their old ways because they do not wanted to give up what was beloved to them, their old habits of trickery and all that. So some munafiqun, they claim that they've converted to Islam, but what would they do? That they have small idols and they will, tuck it under their armpit and come to pray behind Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And that's how they will hide their hypocrisy and their, munafiqat. So Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam one day in Medina, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him to do Rafa Yadain, to take his hand all the way to his ears and then again make a rakat. So all the hypocrites who were secretly was hiding, or they had tucked away the small idols in their armpits, so they had to follow the suit. They had to actually do the Rafa Yadain, and that's why all the idols they were tucking, they fell down on the ground, and that's how most of the munafiqeen were exposed. And different imams, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi'i, they took a different approach to that. Imam Shafi'i, he said that it is the sunnah of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to do Rafa Yadain, and he incorporated that in his way of salah or his way of namaz. But Imam Abu Hanifa, his opinion was that was for particular purpose of differentiating between munafiq and Muslims. So he did not incorporate Rafa Yadain into his way of namaz. So this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying that these hypocrites, when they talk each other, nothing is good among them. And if they would have talked, if they would have talked a little bit better of that would have been beneficial for them. لا خير في كثير من نجواهم إلا من أمر بصدقة أو معروف. If they would have talked something for Islam, and if they would have talked to each other how they can improve their lives, now they have the full guidance of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam with them. That would have been, so anybody who follow that thing, the path of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is saying that فَسَوْفَ نُؤْتِي أَجْرًا عَظِيمًا, and very soon we will reward them immensely. And there's also a warning in the next ayat. وَمَنْ يُشَاقِقُ الرَّسُولَ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُ الْهُدَى وَيُتَّبِعْ غَيْرَ سَبِيلِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ نُوَلِّهِ مَا تَوَلَّى وَنُصْلِهِ جَهَنَّمَ وَسَاءَتْ مَصِيرًا. And whoever disobey Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam after Allah Subhanahu wa Taala send him with clear picture, clear guidance, so anybody who disobey, there's a severe punishment for that. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala will turn him back to his own way, his way of paganism and all that, because he's the one who doesn't truly seek. So this yushaqiq, this is a word. Shaq means to break something, to rip apart something. So when Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when his chest was open and nur was filled in it, this is called shaqul qadar, shaqul sadar. That means opening of the heart. So when Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam split apart the moon, so it's called shaqul qamar. That means he actually tore apart. So here and even the English word check, in which, so some scholars have say that, the background of that is shak. Shak means in the olden days, the checks was when a person would travel, so he doesn't want to carry too much money. What he will do, he will go to the treasury of, in Islamic states, they will deposit some money, and he will be giving a two-part parchment, and which he will take it and give it to the treasury of next city, and they will, shak means to break apart or to separate into two. So they will be put together, and money will be given to the person who's the bearer of the shak, or the part of that. So this is, here it has a different meaning. وَمَن يُشَاقِقِ الرَّسُولَ. Here it means whoever departs away from it, or he from disobeys the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, will turn him back to this, and Allah Subhanahu wa Taala will turn him in the day of judgment into Jahannam, and what a evil place of abode it is. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَغْفِرُ أَن يُشْرِكُ بِهِ وَيَغْفِرُ مَا دُونَ ذَلِكَ لِمَن يَشَاءُ. So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala will not forgive the shirk. Shirk is the most severe of all the punishment, and Allah Subhanahu wa Taala will forgive anybody other than that, that is lesser of a shirk. So what is shirk? Here, shirk is a term that is often talked about. This is shirk, that is shirk. So what is the proper definition of shirk? Proper definition of shirk is described in Tawheed, in Surah Al-Ikhlas, in which 4 ingredients of Tawheed are outlined. I've said it in some of them. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ بِسْمِ اللَّهِ. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Allah is one. So oneness of Allah is first ingredient of Tawheed. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ Allahu Samad. Allah is above and beyond all the needs. Allah doesn't require any to consume any food, and Allah doesn't need to sleep. Allah doesn't. So Allah is above and beyond all the needs. It is Samadiyat. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. Nobody bore him, and he did not bear anybody. So all the relations we know of father, son, daughter, father, mother, Allah is above and beyond that. And walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Allah is above and beyond any of the shape or form we can perceive. So as I described, there are 4 ingredients of Tawheed. So there are 4 ingredients of shirk. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Allah is one. So anybody who believes in any deity, anybody worthy of worship other than Allah is committing shirk. Allahu Samad. Allah, anybody attribute any of the wants and needs that Allah needs to eat food or Allah needs to sleep, he's committing a shirk. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. Anybody who associate any relationship as we is committing a shirk. Walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Allah is above and beyond. Allah is not like, is unique. It's not like anything. So anybody who draw a picture or make a statue of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is committing a shirk. So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala guide us through the proper path of Tawheed and the obedience of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So I will stop here, and if there's any questions, I will welcome that, or any comments.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. I love that. I love that explanation of shirk. That is a beautiful and very clear way for us and anyone to defend our aqidah. When people constantly try to say, okay, this is shirk and that is shirk, if it doesn't meet these requirements, then it's not considered shirk. Subhanallah.